Talk about Final Fantasy. Joke's on you, asshole. We've been recording for the last 5 minutes. Ah, fuck. Hi, I'm Rick. This is Carlos.
We're
And this little
live.
show that we do. Now we're live.
Yeah.
You like to sneak that on? Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all? This is the Option Select podcast. I'm Rick, and this is my best friend Ruben. And this is a show that it is centered around video games, things that we do, and we just get together on a weekly basis and talk about just stuff that interests us, and we just want to share it with you guys. Let's start off the show with hello. How are you guys? And how was your week, my dude?
My week was good, dude. On vacation all week.
Same here.
A lot of Resident Evil last weekend, and then a lot of Control throughout the week, and a little bit of Witcher, a little bit of Animal Crossing sprinkled in. And then yesterday and today has been all about Final Fantasy, dude. 13 hours
Final
in.
Fantasy, dude. Jesus Christ, that game is. You sent me a message, was it this morning or last night? You're like, dude, I can't put this game down. I was like, bro, I can't either.
I can't. It was so far it's been really good. I do have my nitpicks about it, and we can discuss that later. Nothing story wise. Story wise is awesome, but just game design that I want to discuss. Other than that, I saw season 1 of Castlevania. I'm working on season 2 right now. Saw a couple of movies and like little random episodes, like the finale of Modern Family. Their 11th and final season happened this week. So we watched that. I've never seen the show before, so I started off with the finale. It's actually kind of funny, funny show. Ed O'Neill's great, so I want to try and like. Hopefully, now that the show is over, they'll put it somewhere in its entirety. Because like I think Hulu only has like 1 or 2 seasons, like the most recent seasons. It doesn't have like the whole thing or whatever. So I definitely want to check out like the whole thing front to back. But 11 seasons, they did like 200 episodes, give or take. So, they ended. Oh, it gets me, dude. It bothers me. They ended on episode 199.
You sons of bitches.
Just go to 200.
Put it to 200. That way my OCD will be satisfied. Be like, oh, an even 200.
Yeah. So, saw a little bit of that. Watched Dickie as well. Love that show. It's really good. And then just pretty much hanging around the house. Tomorrow's like all the stuff that I didn't do all week that I've been putting off, like clothes and cleaning and all that other stuff. I'm gonna knock all that out tomorrow, but
Showering.
oh no, I did that this morning. I have a question for you, bro. Are you wearing pants? Are you wearing pants? Stand up, let's see. Oh, he's wearing pants. You know, they've been doing that as a meme on all the like the news stations and stuff.
I am not an animal.
Yeah, I'm wearing pants too. I'm wearing my skinny jeans. So
Oh, look at that.
and I'm wearing my fucking Ultra Boost, bro. But other than that,
you got that your drip game on point, my dude.
drip is on fire in the house and nobody can see it. I posted a picture of it earlier. I posted a picture of my outfit earlier to make like not to make fun of my friend Carlos, but just to like go back and forth on social media because you know you can't hang out with anybody. And I put the timer on and I put the phone on the table and I hit the timer and I stand back and I take the picture. Alice comments like hour or two later. She's like, "Who took that picture?" And I'm like, "Me? Cameras have timers."
You should have said, "Oh no, she just left. Nice girl."
No, I'll definitely get in trouble for that one. But other than that, man, my week pretty solid. My birthday was on Monday.
Happy birthday! Happy belated birthday, my dude.
Thanks, man. Same to you. Because yours was also on Monday. So happy birthday to you, my guy.
If I had to share my birthday with anybody, you.
That was gay. And
I thought about it. I should say somebody else.
We also share a birthday with Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd and the guy from Merrill Dixon. He was also Peter Quill's, the guy who captured him. What's his name? He dies in the second one. Spoilers.
Spoilers. I don't know.
Yeah, that guy.
But yeah, that's so. Birthday was. I mean, I guess good given the circumstances. You know, you can't go out anywhere. You can't hang out with anybody. That type of thing. So I got a giant bottle of Jack from Alice as my birthday gift. I'm talking like it's like the big fat liter bottle, and I've been drinking every day this week, and I haven't even put a dent in it. It's insane. Like
you're not drinking.
I drank every day, and I like this right here. This was 4 shots or 4 doubles actually. So I'll finish this glass. I'll be toasty. I'll be good. But other than that, man, that was my week, dude. How was your week, my man?
My week got pretty good. So it started off with from the weekend playing Persona, and then we went into Sunday night. I told myself, okay, I'm going to leave the alarms on. Because I was like, why are you leaving the alarms on? So that way, when I wake up Monday morning, when I'm supposed to wake up to go to work, I just hit snooze and be like, no, not today. Like I get to appreciate that moment,
Yeah.
to enjoy saying no. I'm on vacation, so I did that. Like I woke up at 7:45. I was like, not today. So Monday was it was my birthday. You guys probably know already. Um, it was quiet and chill and relaxed, and it was all good. I enjoyed it. I hung out with Kel all day, my wifey, and with the doggies. We played video games. We relaxed. We went out to go get some takeout, and I played video games. That was the birthday. It was good. I enjoyed it. Given what the circumstances going on right now, I know that we will get together and barbecue and party and do that later. I'm thinking we're gonna roll it into Miles's birthday once we get past this and just completely take over. So it'll be Miles hosting everything, smoking all the meat, but we'll just take all the credit and it'll be all the gifts for us. So
Mm.
that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Just trash
cause
his place, and then we go back to our, back to
mm,
our house.
yeah, cause
To do that.
crawfish season's gonna be over by the time that comes around.
Yeah, which is fine with me. I don't care. I'm Crawford. Tuesday, a lot of persona. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude. The weeks are kind of like just the day just blended into each other this
Mm-hmm.
whole week because like, wait, was that Wednesday, Thursday? I don't know. I spent a lot of time. I wanted to do a whole bunch of video gaming, play a shit ton of Persona, but I'd play like in 2 hour chunks, then come back, play another hour, take a break, then come back 2 hours, and like mostly just hung out with Mikhail like in her she shed out in the back. She's working on this project where she's working on a hydroponic watering system for some plants she's making.
Mm.
Yeah.
What kind of
So
plants are
for
these?
plants, for plants, yeah. I ever see guys. Have you seen Breaking Bad? I think that's how it's gonna start off. It's gonna end
Okay.
up with me.
We need some money. I know how to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Kevin and be like, say my name.
Piff.
Yeah. Yeah, say my name. I'm just gonna wear a little hat and shit and wear the back, have Kevin in the background. And then what else did I do? Hang out with Mikkel, out the puppies, hang out at the house. Mikkel was like every day during the week was out to Home Depot. She's been donating some of these fake, not the
Oh
fake,
yeah.
these little face masks.
Mm-hmm.
And
Face
they kind of
shields.
like face shields, yeah, yeah. So she's been making those and just donating them to her coworkers, and her coworkers are like, oh, now so and so from appliance wants, so and so from this once, from this department wants. So Mikhail's just been cranking them out. So I mean, I think that's awesome. Mikhail's doing her part just to help out her coworkers and everything. So that's really good. Um, what else? Then Final Fantasy came out. Yeah, Friday. I know you sent me a picture of your email saying, bro, it got delayed. I'm like, fuck, dude, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I sent you my email saying, okay, mine's gonna be ready. Okay. And then you sent me another email like, bro, they said it's on the truck, about to come out. I'm like, yes. And you're like, dude, but they said it's gonna be delayed till Sunday. I'm like, oh no. You're like, dude, I can't take my heart can't take this. I'm like, oh man, poor Ruben, dude. Like, at least I know I'm gonna get mine, once I wake up and head out to Best Buy. But poor Ruben, they just had you just bouncing all over the place. And I'm just happy
Mm-hmm.
you got your copy also because we're both playing it in the same time. I think you're roughly maybe like 2 hours, a chapter or two ahead of me now, but we've been pretty much the same pace. And later on, guys, we are gonna go to a little more discussion about that game because like we said, we just can't put that game down. It's really, really fun and enjoying it a lot. And you guys get to see a perspective from both views because Ruben, this is the first time you playing Final Fantasy VII, correct? I mean, maybe dabbled in the first original one,
No, I
not at
didn't
all.
uh
No.
didn't play it at all. And
Okay.
yeah, I did. This is my
Yeah.
first time playing Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you see, I mean, I played both, and actually, I think I mentioned to you guys before, but that's a game that I play maybe once a year, every other couple of years. I'll go back and just revisit that game and play it. So yeah, a lot of Final Fantasy 7, and what else did we do today? And then today, just went to my parents' house real quick, social distancing. It was kind of weird, but hey, Dada, I love you, bye. But we kind of did. I mean, you just don't know what's going on, and my folks are up there in age, so. He's like, okay, well, quick chit chat. Got some my gifts for my parents, some Amazon gift cards. Pretty fucking
Nice,
sweet.
nice.
And that's about it. And if I come up with anything, I'll just throw it into the show. So, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's pretty much my week in a nutshell.
That's what's up.
Yep.
All right, man. So there's a couple of big news this week. First and foremost, PlayStation, Sony actually showed off their controller for the PS5. It's called the, what is it? DualSense
DualSense 5.
5, not DualShock. DualSense. It should be DualSense number 1. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the controller I think looks fantastic. I think it has a lot of customizability if they ever allow you to do so. Like they just showed off a white and a black, um, or a white and like a dark gray blue. I don't know what the hell you call it. It was like a darker color, more of like a black. But the light bar is gone. Thank God. It does have lights on it to indicate which player is playing it, but how many games are using couch co-op these days anyway? The light just doesn't make any sense. Even I mean, the Switch controller's only got 4 lights on the bottom, and they're very minute. Like, hey, it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's it. That's all you got. But they have to throw the LEDs in there. The other thing, it does still have a built-in battery, and it's got the new triggers on there that are like not adaptive, but they like provide resistance if you're
Like
doing
haptic feedback, I think. Yeah, I
right.
think when I was reading the description, like it'll feel like you're actually pulling a bow. I'm like, all right. So that means uh Horizon Zero Dawn,
Right.
and that'll be it.
No, I mean there's a lot of for like a couple years back, the video games went through a trend where like everybody had a bow and arrow or a compound bow or whatever. But it's not just Horizon. It's also racing games like Gran Turismo and things like that. Pressing the brake will actually feel like pushing down on something with a little bit of resistance, but they can't hold you back like too much. It just has to feel like strenuous. Me myself, I'm gonna turn that feature off. Um, doesn't really mean anything to me. And if it
If
gives
I
me,
want if I want to feel like I'm hitting brakes on a car, I'll go get in my car and go hit the brakes.
yeah, like I want to play a video game. I get it, but that was a feature that's cool, but not really for me. They said that it will have a headphone jack still, which is nice because sometimes I want to play in bed and I just have my little 1 bud headset in there or 2 bud headset and just play from bed or whatever. So that's kind of nice. And then you were telling me something about microphones or something like that.
Yes, yes. When I was looking at it, they're gonna have a built-in microphone array. So possible. What I'm guessing, where if you don't want to use a headset and you just want to talk through the controller, that could work out that way. Or I'm guessing, like we discussed briefly before we went on air, is they'll use it for commands. I don't know how they would implement. I mean, I just don't want it to be kind of when it was like the Xbox Connects thingy, and you're trying to play like Mass Effects, and you're like, Liara, go to the corner, and it'll be like, and then it starts moving, or just some sort of delay effect. I mean, if the technology's there where it works like as intended, that'd be great. But even if they don't make it for gameplay, if they just make it for like, hey, PlayStation, run Netflix. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, that'd be more of a cool feature. That way, you get home you get home and you have lunch and you want to set everything up. Like while you're setting everything up, you'll just start sending out commands. I think that'd be a good feature. But as for game, if they implement it into gameplay, like
Mm. For gameplay,
I don't
not
know.
so much, but maybe for home automation, I could see PlayStation rocking with like Google, Hey Google or something like that. And then they could definitely want to make sure mine didn't turn on. Um, if they could implement it
Yeah.
like that or something with like
Hey Google.
Apple, they can't hear you. So if they could implement it with something like that, that would be kind of cool. Like having to look something up or even if it's like speech to text or whatever, because like sometimes I like want to send messages, but I don't want to use the on-screen keyboard. I also don't want to plug up a USB keyboard just to send somebody a message on PlayStation or whatever. So I think those kind of features would be nice. The whole, I don't know, if they build in a Chromecast on that thing, that would be like top tier, bro. That would be top tier. But I doubt they're gonna do that because they want it to be like a PlayStation, thing. But if they could implement Google into that some way, I think that would be a home run. for any console. That could be Xbox, that could be Nintendo, or PlayStation. Speaking of which, like that would be. I mean, any of those would be so super super dope to have. Google on there just in general. But what else?
Google already has their own platform. We will
Do they though?
do they? We'll talk about more of that later. Going back to the PlayStation controller,
Yeah.
um, as long as this extra features don't eat up too much of the battery life, maybe now they can make these batteries a lot better than they were. Because I've noticed now that do you remember when after I think it was after Christmas, and you, me, and Mikhail went to Best Buy to go buy games and everything, and she bought a red DualShock controller.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using that DualShock controller, and the battery life on that thing is incredible compared to my current my older controllers. Because I guess just the lithium batteries, after just charging and letting them die, they just crap out. But yeah, I use the red one all the time now. I hijacked it
So
since she's not.
that's yeah. So that's like the major debate right now is would you rather have a built-in battery, or would you rather have batteries that you can replace with like a actual pack that they sell or whatever? I'm a fan of both, as long as they do it right. So, for
Yeah,
instance, the Switch Pro controller to me is probably my favorite controller that I have, hands down. It is my favorite controller. It's the most ergonomic. It is the most longest lasting battery I have in a controller. And it just feels good in your hand. Now, granted, they're very expensive. You are paying a premium for that. And the other thing is, if I want to use it on PC, I can. But, like, I don't like the button layout. I don't like, I know when I'm playing on a Switch, and I know when I need to press A. And I know where A's at on the Switch. But when I play on PC, I'm thinking A's at the bottom where X is at, or B if you're on a Switch controller. Not that I look down to game anyway, but like if I have the Pro controller in my hand and I'm gaming on PC, I'm hitting A on the right, and you can adjust, some of the settings on Steam to do that, but like the buttons still pop up as A, B, X, and Y Xbox style on the computer, and then you're pressing the corresponding buttons on the Switch, which just kind of like messes up your mind a little bit here and there. But to me, Nintendo knocked it out of the park. It's asymmetrical. It's got the concave thumbsticks. It's got a good D-pad. Good buttons. The triggers feel good. The shoulder buttons feel good. And they feel way better than the Xbox One controller to me in my hands. Maybe it's just because I have I wear a medium-sized glove, so I've only got like a 6.5, 7-inch, palm to middle fingertip. But that controller to me feels the best. This one here, the Astro C40, this one's just a little too fat around the hands, around the grip or whatever. But it's still a great controller. But like I said, if the new PlayStation controller is this size, if it is this size, the only problem that I have with it is the dual thumbstick at the bottom, the asymmetrical layout. That's the only nitpick that I have with it. I hope
I agree.
I hope the battery lasts long, and I hope that I can use my controller from now, my PS4 controller, on my PS5. And if I can, then I'm going to use my C40 because I can have, the offset thumbsticks. So I like the controller. I like the way it looks. I just wish that they would finally, change up those thumbsticks, man. That just drives me nuts. I hate symmetrical thumbsticks so much. I can't stress it enough.
Yeah, I see the point. I got used to holding just using the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, where I'm just used to having them asymmetrical setting. Another thing that I was thinking about the PlayStation controller that's coming out now is the position of, and even the current DualShock 4 buttons, the position of where they have, especially the option button on right next to the square, between the square and the triangle button, having it right there, especially like. When I have friends that come over that play fighting games on pad and just poof, pause, like, fuck. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just a minor nitpick that I have. Is like maybe put them on top of the controller or something like that. I don't know, but
Or you can make them
it
recess like the Nintendo Switch controller. Like their
or
buttons
make
are
them
more
recess. Yeah,
flush.
where you have to, yeah, you there's a tension for you to put intention for you to want to push those buttons. Also, another thing that I noticed too is I was really surprised the power of the fandom that PlayStation has, because I was on Reddit and there were so many mock-up DualSense 5 controllers that people are like, "Hey, what's if it looks like this?" Or "What's if it looks like this?" I'm like, "Guys, y'all are just changing the colors."
What was that
But I
one?
mean,
What's that
people
one
really like changing the colors.
Photoshop artist that does like a lot of UFC posters and stuff like that? He made one. Even he
Did
made
he?
one. I can't remember that guy's name off the top of my head. He's really famous Photoshop guy, and he made one for Death Stranding, where the BB was coming out of the touchpad. Did you see that one?
I scrolled through Reddit and I saw something like that. Yeah,
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 he
yeah.
he.
I think I saw a Red Dead Redemption one too.
What is that guy's name? It's gonna drive me
We'll
nuts.
look it up.
I'll
Who
look it up
Google's
later.
it? We'll look
But
it up later. Yeah.
yeah, the that guy, he does a lot of Photoshop stuff, and that controller looked so dope. I was like, I doubt they'll ever be able to get that, but that still looks freaking pimp.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised once they start making PlayStation 5 exclusive, game consoles for the games. I'm sure it's gonna be a Last of Us 2 console, so they could really just decorate it and make it look cool. That'd be but yeah.
Yeah. So what else? What do you got this week, brother?
I do want to talk about real quick, guys. Real quick. Since it was my birthday, and I've had Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pains, for the longest. And I knew that when the beginning of the game, you enter your birthday and everything, and on your birthday, you could go back to Mother Base and they sing you happy birthday. And I know it's nothing major, but I actually finally caught myself like, I'm gonna finally log in to Metal Gear. And oh man, dude, I can't go back and play the game, dude. I can't. It's just too many buttons. I have to like sit back and maybe rerun a couple of missions. But yeah, I was like, man, I just want to log in, get the happy birthday cutscene, see Snake smile, and then just log. Sure enough, I just logged off. Okay, did it, done. No more. But nothing else to. Oh, Resident Evil 8 will release in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the series
Well,
will make.
it's a
Oh,
rumor mill so far. It has not
is
been
it rumor
confirmed.
mill?
It's still a rumor
Not
mill,
confirmed yet.
not
Okay, so we
confirmed.
have rumor mill.
But
Okay, okay.
they have been talking about it a lot here lately. It's going to be called Village or something like that. Resident Evil 8.
Ah,
But yeah, not
wait.
confirmed.
So I know Resident Evil 4 took place in a village. I know that's a very popular Resident Evil. Is that gonna remake that one?
No, I know that Resident Evil did tweet out, or Capcom tweeted out, if anybody wants to see any more remakes. If they remake anything, I would prefer them do like they did a remaster of 1 already, which is okay. If they were gonna remake 1, that would be dope. If they were gonna remake Code Veronica, that would also be very good. That's my favorite. That's my second favorite one in the series because Nemesis was my actual favorite one. Zero, I don't know if they can get that away from Nintendo at all. So I mean, there is that, but I'd rather them come out with something new. I didn't play 7 and I didn't play 6. The last one,
Borrow it.
I would like to actually next time I see you, but I would like to play 7. It's been on my list for a while, and I'd like to catch up to the story. I need to buy 6. I think it's like $5 or something like that. But yeah. So yes, 8 hasn't been confirmed yet. They're just it's rumor mill stuff right now, kind of like the new Fable game. I mean, Fable hasn't released since like 2012, 2011.
How many Fable games are there?
There's 2. There's 2.
Really? I thought there was more. I figured there would have been like. Did they make any spin-offs or something?
I don't think so. There was Fable 1,
No.
there was Fable 2, and both were pretty good RPGs for the time. Right now they're a little dated, a lot of dated, and
A lot of data, bro.
yeah, a lot of dated. But they're still good games. You know, they were great games to play, and that was like one of the first games I remember where your decisions, no matter what you did, it impacted you later on. So I'm looking forward to a new Fable game. I think it would be pretty dope to see. As far as Resident Evil, I think they need to go ahead and go with a new release now, and then maybe do Code Veronica the year after, so like 2022, Code Veronica or Resident Evil 1. I don't see why they would go back to Resident Evil 1 because they did 2 and then they did 3. It doesn't make sense to go back to like a a prequel. I mean, they might. It was, very popular, but I think that having a reimagining on Code Veronica and getting people to experience a story who never experienced it before would be a really, really good thing. Now, people have played Resident Evil 1, lots of people, and I think that Code Veronica is more of a safe bet in terms of like, okay, not a lot of people have seen the story because it came out on Dreamcast originally, and then we re-released it on PlayStation 4 many years later, and it just didn't do so well or whatever. Because I mean, came out many many years later. I mean, but it wasn't a remaster or a remake. It was just a re-release.
Support.
Yeah. So I think that's their best bet, but not now. Like they did 2 remakes back to back. A lot of people hated 3, and those people are weird. They were like, it's too short.
No, I agree. I agree. How can you hate a remake? Okay, first of all, don't fucking buy it.
Don't
Okay,
buy it.
don't fucking buy it. I don't understand when people hate games. Like, go play something else, dude.
Yeah. So I
You
mean,
know?
it didn't make a whole lot of sense. So I enjoyed the hell out of the game. I'm still enjoying it. It's I beat it in sub 2 hours. There's people that are going through it in like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, trying to speed run and things like that. I think it's a fun game, man. It gives you plenty of hours, and it comes with the multiplayer, which is why they released a shorter game. But Resident Evil 3 Nemesis was a shorter game in general back in 1999, so it's not a big deal to me. But hey, man, I think that they should for sure do a new Resident Evil game. I don't know about first person. I think these third persons are really working out for them. 2, 1, 2, 3 are all third person. 4 is third person, or four is third person. Code Veronica was isometric.
Well, I want to butt in real quick, but
Sure.
when you play the Resident Evils, you start noticing it from one. It was very you're in you had the tank controls, which carried over to up to like part 3 up to Nemesis. You had the tank controls, but the very first game though, it was very heavy on the second one was a continuation of that. By the third one, by Nemesis, you started noticing that it gets more into the action part. There's a diversion from a deviation from rather from the puzzles, going more into the action part. And by the time you got to more Mortal Kombat, to Resident Evil 4, when you start playing as Leon Kennedy, it became a third-person over-the-shoulder shooter. So it went more into the action part, and then by time 5 and 6, I mean, these are just they basically become action games. 7 was a nod back to its roots, where yes, it went to a first-person view, but it went back to a house in southern Louisiana, if I remember, haunted, dilapidated, uh, and you're just in there. It's creepy as fuck. So I think I would like to say that 8 should probably go back to that direction where, I mean, if you want to make more action game spin-offs, you could find a character from 5 and 6 and just play mercenaries and have it that way. But I think Capcom should look back and see what made Capcom for what it is and go back to the horror roots and just
Yeah.
start going from there. So
I
I
think
mean, and no one says that, hey, you can't make 2 types of Resident Evil games. Hey, make a Resident Evil 8 that leans more into the horror part, and make Resident Evil 6-2 or something like that, and go more into the action part. So
yeah.
I mean, that's me personally. I think it should go back to its roots, because
Yeah.
I think we explored the action part. Now let's go back to
Well,
the horror.
five. The reason why I didn't play 6 and the reason why I didn't buy 7 was the last one I played was 5, and the last new Resident Evil game I played was 5, and that one was an action, an action game. It was just like it was very linear, go from here to here and see how fast you could do it with the best score. And that's all well and good, but I like the survival horror aspect of it, so I preferred 2 and 3 and Code Veronica, and then once it got to 4, it was kind of like, okay, this is more. You're right, it is more of an action game.
Yeah, you're playing it over the shoulder shooter. I mean, that's literally what it is with Leon. I mean, there's no knock to it, because that's hands down. That's when you ask anybody that like really likes video games, this. What do you think about Resident Evil 4? I'd be like, oh, good,
Yeah,
really
it's a
good.
fun game.
It's really good. It's
But they
really
also got away from zombies too at some point. Like they got away.
yeah,
From, it
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
4.
I think it was
I
around
think
4 because
4.
the villagers they were like mine.
Yeah, and then 5 was the same way. So yeah, I kind of wish they would come back to the zombie aspect of it. I didn't play 7, so I haven't seen any footage on it. I haven't seen any reviews on it. I just want to play it. I have heard good things, but
Get a shout out Mikhail, that's for sure.
She
The
playing in
shit,
VR,
I
huh?
played in VR. Yeah, I played in VR. Like, holy fuck, man.
Smart, smart. Oh, real quick, if everybody will look at their screen, I posted up the Death Stranding Boss Logic one that we were talking about. Is the guy's name is Boss Logic, by the way.
False logic.
Boss
Sounds
Logic.
familiar. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he does a lot of photoshops and stuff like that. But that was the Death Stranding
Where's my
mock-up that
baby?
he did. I mean, if Boss Logic does it, top tier,
Liddy titty.
top tier.
We in there?
All right, so we talked about the PS5 controller, and we talked about Resident Evil 8 and Fable and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get into the shortages on Nintendo Switch because that's the
Yes.
other big
Yes.
news that happened this week, bro.
Yes. So I think Nintendo is finally catching up with productions with the for the Nintendo Switch out there in Korea and China. They have some of their factories. So I think production's returning, but apparently in Japan they're like, you guys gotta chill.
Yeah, they were lining up for him. Like they knew that a store was getting them. They're lining up outside, like long lines, not 6 feet apart either, not social distancing, like lining up to get these things. So not the best.
Yeah, I think Japan is still behind the curve when it comes to the whole what's going on in the world right now.
I think they're ahead of the curve, to be honest with
Are
you.
they ahead of the curve?
I think they all wear the surgical
That's
masks all the
true.
time.
Yeah. That's always been a cultural thing of we're just wearing the mask.
And they're always very polite, even in mass transit and things like that. Where like, even if you're all like close together, they're not touching each other or anything like that. So they're
Not
very
breathing on you.
clean people for the most part, especially in like Tokyo and things like that. But seeing them line up for the Switch was like, that's a bad look right now, guys. Like that's not a good look. But
Especially
yes,
what's going on right now? Yeah.
so there's a massive shortage of Nintendo Switches. They've been selling out like crazy anywhere you go. And I have to tell you guys, whoever's listening, if you want a Nintendo Switch right now because you're in quarantine, wait it out until you can find one. Don't buy one from one of these people that are marking them up like crazy. You know, you're going to spend $400, $500 for a Nintendo Switch. When you could
Do
be
not
using...
reward the scalpers.
Nah, to hell with those guys. You know, buy them from somebody who's selling it at a legit price, you know, like retail store or anything like that. And if you can't find them there, just wait it out. You know, they're not going anywhere. Besides,
Cranking them out.
They're cranking them out like crazy. You're gonna get one eventually. It just might not be today. So,
yeah. And guys, if you can get one, get the one with the red box. I think that one has the better battery life. So, yeah, definitely.
I don't think you can find the other ones anymore. I don't even think you can.
Probably not. They probably got bought up.
Yeah. And another thing that I saw that they put out was you can, if you go to the Nintendo Switch website, you can actually customize the way you want your Joy-Cons to look.
Yeah, I saw that. You can actually get like where that little dongle you attach to the Joy-Con when you're holding it by itself. Those come in different colors too. I was like, oh,
right.
Shit, dude. Fucking Nintendo. They know how to market it so you could just get, like, hey, I already got Joy-Cons, but I don't have them in blue, orange.
Here's the problem with that though. I did that. I went to go look at it, right? And so I made the color configuration that I liked. Now here's the problem. They don't just sell you each piece individually. What they do is they have you pick out the colors that you want. And then at the bottom, when you're done making your configuration, it tells you each product that you have to buy to make it that color configuration. So if you want this color left Joy-Con and you want this color right Joy-Con, well, guess what? You got to buy a 2-pack. You got to buy the left and the right.
Wait. They don't sell them in division?
No.
They just bundle them for you?
No. That's not what they're doing.
This shit then?
That's what I thought.
Just to buy the whole fucking product.
Yes. So $80 for one set of Joy-Con, $80 for another set of Joy-Cons, and the little inserts for when you have the Joy-Cons by themselves. You know, those are like $20-$30 or whatever. I think they're like, let's say $20. They're like $20 on each side. No, they don't do anything, except when you're playing tabletop mode. So yeah. I saw that. I was like, oh man, this is a cool idea. Maybe like the next time I buy a Switch, I could order it custom, kind of like how Xbox does their controllers. You can make them custom and they ship them out to you, custom or whatever. I was like, maybe I can order a custom Nintendo Switch. That would be so cool. So I went down there to go try it, and then I was so disappointed. And when at the bottom, it was just like, buy this $80 set of Joy-Con, buy this $80 set of Joy-Con, and then buy this, $15, $20 Joy-Con in, and buy this $20 Joy-Con in.
And then buy this bundle, yeah.
And then you'll get all the color combinations that you want. I was like,
But don't
oh,
get me wrong,
that's
I do want the Eevee and Pikachu colors, the little yellow and light brown one.
yeah. Mm.
I thought Nintendo would have been like, okay, these are all the pieces we have for you. We're gonna bundle them together in a package and ship them out.
Nope, that's not how they're doing it. And the problem with that is that Nintendo's controllers for the Switch are super overpriced already. $80 for a set of Joy Cons, $70
Okay,
for a Pro controller.
I'm okay with the Pro controller. I'm okay with the Pro
That's
controller
high.
because a lot of the features they have, yeah, they have the built-in gyro, the balancing. Because a lot of the games, like when you're playing Breath of the Wild, when you're aiming, you actually can aim.
Hate that
When you're
shit.
swinging it. I'm okay with that. I actually did use it a couple of times and it works out. But the thing is, the Joy Cons have it too, so they're really up there in price. And I'm like,
Yeah, but for how often that they break down and the class action lawsuits against the Joy Cons,
that's still going on. I have not been following it.
it got dropped, I
I've been
think, a
not keeping
little
up to
while
it.
ago. But the thing is, like, people are still having that problem. Like, people always have that problem. And then they built them into the Switch Lite, which means,
Better hold that, bro.
if you have Joy-Con drift on the Switch Lite, you're
holding
fucked.
You're sending you're sending everything back in with the check with 25 bucks. Wait 6 weeks,
Yeah.
then hope it doesn't get lost in the fucking mail.
But yeah, so if you buy a Switch Lite, the only thing I can recommend is buying the insurance through like Best Buy or whatever. That way you can just take it back to Best Buy. But so there's a big shortages of Nintendo Switches going on right now. But like I said, hold out. Just hold out. If you need one, not saying you need one. If you need one, hold off, wait it out, and get it through like Walmart or something. Just go check Walmart every day. What the hell else are you doing? You're sitting in quarantine.
Check Walmart, check Amazon, check eBay. I mean, you ain't doing shit, bro. You ain't. I know what you ain't doing.
All right, so we got.
You're at your home playing Final Fantasy 7. Go check.
So we got a couple of things COVID-19 related.
Let's go.
And I figure we can go ahead and talk about that. There's a game called Hellpoint that was delayed due to COVID-19. I'm not entirely like real up to date on this game. It wasn't on my radar at all. I did see the trailer recently. It looks kind of cool, but it got delayed due to COVID-19. They didn't give like a TBD or an announcement or anything like that. Not huge news, but COVID-19 related.
It's probably one of a situation that where now they have to work from home and they don't have maybe the access to all the tools that they can get from the office or something, and that's why it's causing the delay. That's me being I'm just outside looking in. Well, I would speculate on that. Speaking of games on radar, real quick, you sent me a message about Foregone,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked it up. I was like, holy
Did you buy it
shit.
yet?
No, you can't buy it. It's not out till
It's on Epic.
2021. And I don't. Fuck you. I ain't getting Epic. I already got Steam. If it's not on Steam or on my Switch or my PlayStation,
Okay. Let me borrow $20,
or on my
bro.
phone, I ain't got $20. Like, use the $20 you were gonna give me, and then use that. Okay.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna. I always spend at least $100 on you. I don't want to hear shit about $20. At least
It's news to me.
At least $100 on you,
News
bro.
to me.
At least. What did I get you for Christmas?
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember? Go fuck yourself. All right. Anyway, back to COVID-19. Amazon delays its MMO that it had in development. And I saw this news and I was like, Amazon was making a COVID-19. I mean, I was making an MMO, and
Yeah, and it got delayed. But
I was what?
yeah, I was like, I'd figure they'd make a streaming service first, but
Nope.
even then, why? And then on MMO, like, what would you do? You just go around buying things and then turn them in for
Microtransactions.
quest? Microtransactions.
That's how they
it's
get their
just-
money.
What would I don't know. I mean, I would have to look up and see what talent they have over there that's helping them build this because if why?
Yeah, I don't know why, but it surprised me. I saw the news and I was like, Amazon.
But you know what? You know what would not surprise me is when you're playing their MMO and they start putting like little advertisements in the background and you'd be like, oh shit, I need to buy something.
Recommended for you.
Recommended for you. It'll be recommended for you in the shop, right?
Something you're talking about at home.
No. And yeah, and not only will not only will other products listen to you, but you could just hit like Alt Tab, buy. Sending it to you already. Like motherfuckers, that's what they're gonna have.
Yeah.
They're evil.
So that's something new to me. That's news to me, but apparently a lot of people knew about it. But yeah, they were making an MMO, but it got delayed due to COVID-19.
Yeesh.
I don't have a lot of news on it because I didn't know anything about it.
No,
I'll have to
yeah,
look
I
it up
mean it's
more.
fine. We just talk about it. Look, if guys, we're not here just to give you the news. I mean, you want to go find it, go find it. We're just giving you our take on it.
Mm-hmm. And then also, COVID related is Sony automatically issues refunds on Last of Us 2 and Iron Man VR, and then also, Last of Us 2 is removed from the PS Store completely. It is just completely off the store right now. And that's weird because it only had a month left to go, and you figured they would have been close to it going gold, but due to all this other stuff, I get it. But like most games go gold like 3 months in advance. They already start printing out pressing the copies and sending them out there. They want everybody to have the game at the same time. But what bothers me about this news is why would you, if people want this game, why are you automatically issuing refunds as if it's never gonna come out
Never gonna happen, yeah.
or something like that? Like that's what threw me off about the news. Like, okay, they delayed the game. Now they're just giving you automatic refunds. I'm like, what the hell? Like that was a little strange. I was like,
Well, yeah, and you're right. It comes to the point where is it because they don't know when this whole COVID pandemic's gonna be done with, and they're waiting for that to finish, then they could actually ship out the physical copies, the logistics of it, of actually shipping out the discs, or is it because Naughty Dog just isn't ready to send it out? Because I don't think they ever did they ever officially announce they were gold yet?
no,
You remember? No, yeah. So, which I figured they were because the game was supposed to come out. When was
May
it?
19th.
Okay, but before that, previous to that, it was supposed
Oh,
to come out. It was
next
like early
Thursday,
April, I think.
April
The
18th.
next Thursday. Yeah. So it's just no, that was Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's supposed to come out, but it was
Oh
supposed to be like
no,
early April. Yeah,
February. It
like
was supposed to be February. I thought. Yeah, it was supposed to be
yes,
February.
it was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think that was the original date. So it's like you push it back to May, and then you push it back again. It's like, okay, guys, is it really just
February 21, 2020 was the original release date on that.
that was the original release date? Yeah. So it's like at this point, guys, is it y'all still need more time for it, or is it just hey, we just can't get the physical copies out, and we're going to be losing some numbers, so we don't want to push it. We can only speculate it. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the game, but I know people who are fans are going to say if this needs more time to make right, to be complete, the vision that they want it to be, so be it. So I guess that could be the silver lining out of this is hopefully when this does is once the release date is out, hey, it'll be perfect and clean and polished and all
Yeah,
that good stuff.
because I got an email the other day saying, "Hey, a game you pre-ordered release date got changed, and they changed it to just New Year's Eve, 2020." And they're like, "Okay,
Yeah,
we're just gonna wait till the end of the year, maybe." But they don't know.
exactly. Nobody knows.
So I don't know. I think it's kind of strange that they would push it back once and then delay it indefinitely and then refund everybody at the same time. That was a little strange. And like I said, Naughty Dog is one of my favorite developers in the PS5 Sony conglomerate or whatever, the developers that they have under their umbrella. So it just seems a little strange. It is what it is, though. We move forward. With all these pre-orders that I did, though, through Best Buy. Speaking of which, just a little side tangent. I got like a $50 gift card. So
Spot champ.
I don't know what to do with it because I already bought everything that I wanted.
Your best friend needs a birthday gift.
I'm not buying you any games, bro. We've been over this. You're done. You're donezo. You're donezo. You're on my donezo list on video games, bro. You're out.
Like you go down the list, you're like,
no, Rick's not getting any video games from me ever again. He doesn't like Witcher 3, guys. You should be drawn and quartered. Cool. You should be drawn and quartered for you should be drawn and quartered for not liking Witcher 3 video game. Greatest video game of the 2010 to 2020 decade. Hands down. Anyway, speaking of whoa, that was a pretty good one though. Speaking of CD Projekt Red though, as well as the COVID-19 research, is Cyberpunk said that they are still on track for their September release. that COVID-19 is not going to affect it in any way whatsoever. They're basically 99% done. They're just trying to get everything, 100% ready to go on that one. And
So
then
no second delays.
third delays. Third delays on that
no,
one.
it was
It's supposed to come out holiday. It was supposed to come out holiday last year, and then it got pushed back, and then it got pushed back again.
That's right. It was supposed to be a holiday.
And it was holiday last year, and then next Friday, 19th, right? April 19th or 18th? 16th, excuse me. And then it got pushed back to September. So this would be the third delay for them. But they said they are on track, and it's looking good. So even if we're in quarantine all the way up until September, I could be a happy man.
Dear God, no. Dear God.
I hope not.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, guys. Like, I like staying home for vacation, chilling, but Jesus Christ, I gotta interact with like some of my friends. I gotta play. Like, I want to play fighting games in the garage. Like I want to play something. Yeah. Just hang out in the garage and drink beer. I haven't drank a beer like in weeks, and that's all me. But the thing is, I don't want to drink by myself. I just want to hang out with my friends and drink beer.
Speak for yourself, bro. I drink by myself all the
time. You start do more Pablo Escobar memes. Oh, hey guys, if you haven't checked it yet, that's what Mikhail posted, and I put on my IG. Somehow just
that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Looking out in the distance, being sad. It was all in humor and fun. Yeah, that's all it was, guys. Humor and fun and jokes.
And then also CD Projekt Red, going back to that real quick, is that they said that they are gonna release. They're gonna show off their DLC before the actual game releases. This is something that they did with The Witcher 3, where they had showed off some DLC before like any expansions got released or anything like that. So this seems kind of standard for them right now. I'm okay with it. If it's anything like The Witcher 3, where one DLC is like 40 hours and the other one is 30 hours, I'm all for it. I want to see this game come out. It's been on my hype list, on my most wanted list for so long. I can't wait for September, and the faster it gets here, the better, because I'm hoping that COVID and all that shit will be gone by the time that happens. So,
are you gonna get it again once you get the PlayStation 5?
Oh, I didn't buy it on PlayStation. I bought
PC.
I bought a physical copy for PC, which gives me a download code. It's just a box. It's basically a box with a paper inside that says input your code on GOG.com. But
Fortnite.
I still got my discount, which is all that matters. That's all I cared about, was I still got my discount. So, top tier, bro. Top tier strats.
Pro strats only.
Pro strats only, bro.
Well, that was a little joke on my part. But the thing is, CD Projekt Red doesn't plan on having a PlayStation 5 version of the game, right? I think once this copy, this barcode, this SKU is going to be the one that could be used for PlayStation 5 also.
I know that they're going to have an upgrade for Xbox Series X for sure. If you buy it on the developers tweeted this out, I think this week sometime. I can't remember when. But they had said if you buy it on Xbox, it will do the upgrade program that they're doing. I forget what it's called now.
The smart delivery system, right? Where if you buy it on their Xbox One, once the Xbox One Series X1 the 5 carries over. Yeah, once that comes out, though, you'll be able to just load up the game and run with it, right?
Right, which is really cool because it doesn't mean that they're money hungry. They're not going to do a remaster. Let's say Last of Us to Last of Us Remastered, which was PS3 to PS4. Basically the same game with the DLC for the full price. That was like a money grab.
We know what it was.
It was a money grab.
We know what it was.
It isn't like Final Fantasy VII in 98, right? 98? 99?
There was no DLC, bro. That's it. That's all you got. No patch notes, no nothing. Like, here's the game. Play it.
See, this is different. So, like, it took them 20 years to release Final Fantasy VII, and then it's in 3 parts, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But
we will.
If Xbox, dude, Microsoft is winning me over with this shit, dude. Because if I buy one right now, if I had an Xbox Series, I mean, if I had an Xbox One or whatever, if I had an Xbox One and I was buying games, and if I knew that my investment in them extended out further, then fuck yeah, I'm coming back. Yeah, like that's a solid deal right there. If I buy Cyberpunk 2077 Game of the Year Holy Shit Edition on my Xbox One and it carries over, to my Series X, that's dope. Now, what they need to do is figure out how they're gonna deal with used copies of the game. That's one thing they haven't said how they're gonna deal with it. Yet I haven't heard anything about that. So like if I buy the game and I put it on my Xbox One and then I put it on my Xbox One or my Xbox Series X and I give you a copy of the game, do you have an Xbox Series X copy of the game now too? Like how does that work?
I don't.
Or
I'm
is
not
it
too sure how that works. I
or
mean, maybe it'll be similar to how maybe like the Final Fantasy 7 because you got a physical copy, correct?
yeah.
Yeah, you know how like that first disc is just download all the information, and then the second one you play the game. I mean, I guess maybe when you put the game in there, you still has to run. I have no idea how that would work off the logistics. I mean, I'm not even a computer guy to begin with, so I don't even know how the logistics of that how that would function. I'm guessing maybe you gotta still have the disc just to keep the game running.
Yeah, well
I have no idea.
I'm assuming so, but like I think they need to have like some sort of CD keys or something like that, but honestly, it may only work for like the digital versions of the game. I mean, who knows?
Well, even then,
They haven't given if like if I purchase a digital version of a game on PS4 store, then when the PS5 comes out, I get that copy on my PS5 because I purchased it on their store. So if it's only working with like I don't know, if it's a physical copy, like that's gonna force it's gonna force what they wanted, 63s ago, where once you buy the game and it's given to you, that's it, it's over. Like, and then they remember that whole deal during E3 when they announced the Xbox One. And then all of a sudden, like that news came out, and then they backtracked, like, no, we're gonna let you share
what we
games.
meant to say, what we meant to say, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know. It's a lot of speculation and thinking. I mean, not thinking, but it's just a lot of what ifs and just speculating on our part how
but
that's going to
they
function. But the fact that CD Projekt Red is still on track to release, like, dude, that's awesome. Like,
but
how do you guys put your pants on with balls like that?
yeah, dude.
Knowing that this is going to release. Because honestly, in my heart of hearts, dude, anything you have planned in 2020, you could kiss that goodbye, bro. Like, honestly, like anything that you have lined up, whether it's like Comic Palooza, video games,
Oh,
anything, social events,
BlizzCon.
bro,
Let's go
it's
ahead and bring that
hijacked.
up.
BlizzCon. There, yeah. Speaking of social events, let's go to BlizzCon, dude. I mean, that's and it's usually what in Anaheim every year around the summer,
Early fall.
the early fall. Okay, yeah, late summer, early fall. Yeah, I mean,
BlizzCon
and
late.
I know the boys. I know the boys were talking about planning a trip out there.
Nope, not no more, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
Blizzard straight up saying, we don't know if a BlizzCon 2020 is actually feasible this year. We don't know. We just don't know.
we don't. I mean, maybe they'll do a live feed of features that they're gonna do, like what E3 was going to do. That's what I imagine could happen. But as for the live thingy, I highly doubt that's gonna happen. Speaking of things not happening, some of you guys might not be big UFC fans like me and Ruben are, but that is not happening. When I
Thank
first
God.
saw that, and I was like, UFC was it 249?
249. Who's gonna make a fight island?
They're like, okay, yeah, it's coming out. I'm like, first of all, where? And it turned out
Motherfucker bought an island, bro, and it belonged to
did he buy an
Jeffrey
island
Epstein,
or not?
bro.
Because what I heard was he was gonna have it on an Indian reservation because U.S. laws don't reach that area. That's NA sovereign territory. So they were gonna have it there, like on an Indian casino. And then Dana White got pressure from the heads of Disney, like, yeah, we don't want you to do that. So he had to step down. The thing is, UFC is contracted to put out fights, so I could see why Dana White wants to put these fights out, but at the same time, is like, not right now, dude.
Who I feel bad for isn't the fans or Dana White or anybody like that. It's the fucking fighters, dude. The fighters that are relying on the measly little $16,000 paycheck that they're getting once a year, if that. I see $16,000 because they also have to pay their trainers, their coaches, their manager. They have to
Lodging,
eat,
travel,
all that shit.
the crew.
They got to pay for, dude. And if you're making minimum at UFC, $16,000 is nothing for 4 months of work, especially when you have to pay all these people. So I feel bad for those guys, man. The people that aren't making the big bucks, like Conor McGregor, John Jones, fucking dumbass John Jones getting pulled over again.
Headliners. Oh god, that man's just destined.
God wants him to fail.
Yeah, bro.
So if you're not people like that, the big boys, or if you're working with the UFC in tandem, like doing announcements and things like that, I don't know, man. Those are the people that I feel bad for. Like, those guys are out of a job as well, but luckily they can accept unemployment because they are contractors, and contractors, like individual contractors, private contractors, can now accept unemployment with that new Corona bailout bid, or what was it called? I don't know,
I'm not too sure, but
COVID bill.
You can, they signed a whole stimulus act
Yeah,
bill that's gonna help all this stuff.
yeah. If you're an independent contractor, you can now accept unemployment, which was never feasible before. But yeah, man, I mean, it got canceled. That's good. I'm glad it got canceled, but I feel bad for the fighters that were looking forward to being on a card with Gokui, Tony Ferguson, and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Fuck, dude, he's gonna. Oh, this fight's gonna be so good when it happens. Dude, it's only been canceled 7 times. It's only been canceled.
Dude, that's the John Jonah fights, bro. It's just not gonna happen. It's just gonna happen.
It's just not gonna happen.
It's gonna come up. Yeah, like Jesus Christ. But yeah, I just want to bring that up real quick, guys, because I saw that and I was like,
yeah,
fight on the 18th.
And they were gonna do it on an island, not an Indian reservation, an island that was previously
owned. I think that was rumors.
No, it was real. It was real. I looked it up. It was real because Dana White even brought it up in his Instagram story, saying Fight Island is real because it was previously owned by Jeffrey Epstein. Great fucking story, dude. Go look it up, dude. It's real.
What source?
Dana White.
That has to be one of those made up IGs.
No, it was Dana White
like
talking.
Dana White unofficial.
It was Dana White talking into a camera, talking about Fight Island is real. And I was like, is this motherfucker Shao Kahn or what's
Shang Tsung from freaking Mortal Kombat? I've seen this. I know how the movie's gonna end. Okay.
Liu Kang's gonna win.
Yeah. I got my money on him. I thought it was gonna be like on Indian reservation. I'm pretty sure I saw that.
No, it was Fight Island. That was real. That was a real thing. Real deal. And it was owned by Jeffrey Epstein. Also a real thing. So
why would you associate yourself with anything that has that name in it? Like,
he didn't kill himself, bro.
That's just bizarre.
2020
bizarre.
2020 has to.
If you ask Rick, like, hey Rick, if you gotta go have fight somewhere, I would be like, yeah, we'll go to Native
laws
American resort.
Still apply there, just not the same laws. You still can't kill anybody on an Indian reservation.
I'm not saying they don't reach it, but yeah, like the government sanctioned rules about not having
that doesn't apply.
More than that stuff like that. Yeah, you still you can't do the big stuff. We know that.
But onto some other notes here. Big news. Shout out to every Nintendo Switch user out there.
What happened?
Disco Elysium is getting a Nintendo Switch release. However, they did not say when it was going to happen. They said it is in the works, though. And
is that a very demanding game?
No, not at all. It's like hand-drawn, gorgeous fucking game. Frame rate's not a big deal. You're not doing it's no combat in the game whatsoever.
Okay, so, but there's no where it's like, trying to play Red Dead Redemption on the Switch, really.
Not at all.
Or like trying to play Witcher on the Switch. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like,
no, I wouldn't do that. Okay. But definitely, this is a game that you want to pick up if you are into story narratives and multiple playthroughs.
That makes me more inclined to want to pick up this game now, because I didn't know if it was gonna be like taxing on the Switch, where I've just been like bogged down. I've been like,
definitely not. There's
I heard really good things about it.
On the PC version, I think there's like 3 options for graphics, and it's like VSync on off, resolution, and something else. I can't remember. Something stupid. Like there's no. It's so easy for them to put it out there. I can't wait to see it on there. And it's a great game. I think I put like 10 or 12 hours into it. I haven't beaten it yet either, but it's on my backlog right now.
Yeah,
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I remember you first telling me about it way back when. I was like, talking about, you're like, yeah, it's kind of like D&D, with a video game D&D, like actual D&D. I'm like seeing the roles and everything. I'm like, oh, and then I heard more people talk about it just by word of mouth, and I was like,
Yeah,
really, really good things about it. And
really
now
good
that
game.
okay, coming on Switch, I would get it.
Also, Saints Row 5 is in development. This is not a rumor mill. This is going to be done by the original studio who did the game. The publisher isn't around anymore, which was THQ Nordic, I believe, at the time.
They're still around, but unless it was under THQ or
I
unless
thought
they're
they
not
got
doing it.
bankrupt.
They did. They did. It was THQ. Then they got bankrupt, and they got bought out by this. I think they're. I want to say Norway or Swede or something, and they became THQ Nordic. And those are the guys that make Darksiders. That's what
Got it.
they're known for. Yeah.
But Saints Row 5 is in development by Volition Studios, which is the original developers. I love all the Saints Rows. They are. I'm not even gonna call them
silly game of Grand Theft Auto kind of.
I wasn't even gonna call them Grand Theft Auto because like 1 and 2, 2's the best one, but like 1, 2, and 3 are like Grand Theft Auto clones where it's like an open world city, and like you go do missions and side missions and stuff like that. Like yeah, Grand Theft Auto clone, but like 4 and on, like 4 you were a superhero basically because you were put into like the Matrix. And it was basically Crackdown. You remember that game Crackdown on Xbox?
I heard about it.
And then there was one recently that came out. Crackdown 3 came out with Terry Crews. You're like a superhero, basically like with guns.
Punisher.
Yeah, but like you could jump like Superman and fly like Superman.
but like actual
with guns.
superhero. Okay.
Yeah, but with guns, right? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Why not? Why not, dude?
But it was like that. But it was like that formula of a game. Saints Row 4 was that formula of a game, but like way better than anything Microsoft Studios ever put out because Crackdown 3 sucked dick. Just saying. But Saints Row 5 is in development, and Saints Row the Third, which was my second favorite game in the series, that one's coming out in May, I believe, May 23rd, something like that. So that's good news for Saints Row fans out there. I know that you're not because you've never played any of them before, but I am, and some of my favorite open world action games. So very fun, very cool games.
If I do play some of these open world games, I do kind of want to play out some of the Yakuza series. I heard a lot of good things about those too.
Yeah. The only problem that I have with those is like getting the older ones that were out on PS2 and PS3. Can you still get those now?
I'm not too sure. I think I heard somewhere where they're kind of like either through PlayStation Plus, you could get some of the older ones, or there's a package coming out. They're gonna re-release. I think I heard something along those lines. But yeah, the Yakuza ones, they sound, that's something that I would want to try when it comes to the open worlds.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, the last thing I had on my list was a congratulations to Activision and Call of Duty for hitting 50 million players.
That's insane.
Online. Or actual individual accounts. That's crazy.
You know how many video game developers wish they could get just a quarter of that to have that many people playing their game? That's insane. 50 million. That's big. And that's the free one, right?
Yeah, that's the free one.
Yeah.
Let's
that's
just
it includes their BR, their battle royale, and what's it called? The plunder mode, I think. Yeah.
So here's the thing: if 50 million players have this game, the game is 150 gigabytes. You want to know how much data that is? It is 7.5 exabytes that people have downloaded. Exabytes. You never even heard of that shit.
That's how extreme it is.
Exabytes. EXA bytes. That's how many bytes it is. 7.5 exabytes data that people have downloaded to play this game together. That is insane. That is an insane amount of data. So crazy. But it's so awesome. Shouts out to Call of Duty for hitting that milestone. 50 million players worldwide on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and they can all play together. And that is mind-boggling. I still have high praise for Call of Duty. Even though I don't play it that much anymore, I still have high praise. I did go back and play it this week, and I did play the Warzone mode, the BR mode, and I had a fucking blast, dude. It is
Okay, so
action
I heard
packed.
like once you die, when you die, you go like to the gulag and you have to go like fight
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
How was
dude.
that? I heard about the some of the podcasts I listen to. They talk about it. Like it goes down to like what, a 2v2 or 3v3,
It's a
and
one
then
v
like
one.
or 1v1, and then like if you make it out, you get a chance to come back to the fight.
No, it's a 1v1. If you win your fight, you're automatically back in the game, which is dope as shit because it keeps you playing a BR longer. And you would love this. And me and Miles were playing, and we were like, oh, Rick would love to play this with us because you don't have to pick up a bunch of shit. You just pick up ammo and you pick up guns. So if you want a sniper rifle, you go around looking for a sniper rifle. If you want a shotgun, you go around looking for a shotgun. If you want a pistol, whatever, you go looking for your type of weapon, right? If we get killed within a certain amount of time, we go to the gulag. And in the gulag, you have to fight somebody else 1v1. It's never your own teammate, though. You have to fight somebody else 1v1. And if you win, you make it out. And then, like, say me and you are on a team, and I win and you lose. If I win and I come back to the Battle Royale, I can still have a chance to revive you because you pick up money in the game as well, and that money can be used at shops around the map, and the map is so big. And I can bring you back, even though you lost your fight in the gulag, I can still bring you back, which is a dope way to do it because it keeps you engaged. Like before, like at a battle royale, like, oh, I'm searching for stuff, I find stuff, and I get killed. And then it's over. Like you got to restart, right?
Exit game, yeah. Look for another game, yeah.
What's good about this one though is every weapon, no matter what weapon you use, all the XP with the kills that you get adds on to your multiplayer game weapon XP. So if you've never used a weapon before or anything like that, and it doesn't matter. Like you pick something up, you can use it. It's awesome. All the XP that you gain there goes towards that, and then the XP gain for like your regular career is so big, especially if you make it into the top 10. The gulag is fun. The map is huge. The amount of players, dude, it's crazy. I think it was 154 or 152 players, and the map is absolutely enormous. I was playing with Miles the other day, like I said, and we were just talking about like, man, we need to get Rick on this, and I was like, Rick's not gonna play it. Rick's not gonna play it, but it is that good. Like just to play 1 or 2 games a night, and there's trios. You can play as a trio. You can play single, trio, and quad. And
maybe I should try.
Dude, just download the update and play with me and Miles. Just like 1 or 2 games a night. It is so much fun because it isn't like, oh, I'm searching for stuff. Oh, I found this badass gun. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, it's over.
Exit, load up, new
but
game.
Like,
yeah,
there's also incentives to keep you moving around or staying in one place. So there's, you can get like a scavenger bounty, where like you get the scavenger bounty and you have to go scavenge this specific spot. And you have to get all these loot boxes in this spot. So it makes you search for these loot boxes. So it helps you get loot, but it also helps you get money at the same time. That's cool. But the other thing is there's like a bounty, and it'll have you like hunting down other players, a random squad throughout the map. That gives you extra money if you kill them, or if somebody else kills them for you by accident or like, purpose or whatever, you get that money as well. So as long as, you pick them up, somebody dies, you get like $1,000. Like, oh shit, like you're gonna go buy something. You can buy kill streaks, you can buy your loadout. Because there's no perks in Warzone, but if you buy
you buy your loadout from like your from your multiplayer.
Yeah, and then you bring that loadout in with you, and then you get the gun that you want, and then you get the perks that you want, like scavenger or ghost or anything like that.
Yeah,
and that's what makes the game interesting. Is like people are all, dude, it is the best battle royale I've played. Out of PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends, and all that stuff. I'm having a blast with Warzone, and I can't speak highly of it. I can't speak any more highly of it. And I just picked it up like Thursday, playing with Miles.
Yeah, I saw you online. I was like, oh shit. Okay,
it is.
Maybe I have to give it a shot then.
Really,
once I get off my RPG binge, because that's all I've been doing. Is Persona and Final Fantasy.
Really good, dude. I was pleasantly surprised at that. I can't bring it high praise it enough. But
that's awesome.
Other than that, man, congratulations to Call of Duty. That's freaking badass. But I want to talk Final Fantasy VII. Please, God. Please.
Okay, we will. We'll talk.
I've been waiting an hour and 10 minutes for this show.
We're gonna talk Final Fantasy, guys. So I'm just letting y'all know. At this part of the show, we're gonna go we're gonna go slightly into spoilers. The farthest I've been up to is I want to say chapter 7 or 8, right when you meet uh Best Girl Eris. So that's where I'm at. So guys, just letting you know that's how far we're going. Ruben, how far are you in the game? Do you
I
know?
am at the end of chapter 8.
So okay, so I'm
You
at the,
are
where I'm at the beginning.
2 or 3 hours
You're at the end of it.
behind me. Yeah.
Okay, not too bad, not too bad. First of all, what just your hot take of what you played so far? What do you think of
I
it?
absolutely love this game. However,
Of course, everything.
however, the side quests come few and far between. So you get them in chapter 3, right? Chapter 3 whenever
When you first
you
get the slums.
right. And you don't get side quests again until chapter 8 where I'm at right now.
Okay.
So you went 5 chapters without anything extra to do. So it's like chapter 1 story, chapter 2 story, chapter 3 story side quests, and then chapter 4, 5, 6, 7 just straight linear
Action.
path action all the way through. No off the beaten path type thing, and then to chapter 8 where they're like slow it back down.
Slow it down. Goes to the character. There's a new character which
We're
introduce you to. Yeah.
exactly. So that was a little bit. It's like they force you to bring it to a halt, which is something that I didn't want to do. I mean, I could skip all the side quests or whatever, but I kind of have to do them. But like, I wish they would kind of like stagger out the side quests, kind of like every other game does.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't even an open world game. It's not open world. Let's go ahead and get that out of the
No,
way.
I mean there's
The
large
map,
areas, but I mean there's large lanes, but it's not open world.
right?
Yeah, so
So
don't.
they give you 5 or 6 side missions, and then like, oh, okay, here's 5 chapters of story. And granted, like they're not short, like 30, 45 minute missions. Like I'm going through them pretty well, but I am exploring every nook and cranny.
Oh yeah, me right now, real quick, I'm at the beginning of chapter 8, like you
Right,
said, and I'm already 8.5 hours in. So I am enjoying, digesting this game. I am just enjoying it for what it is, and just little by little, and just you know, just enjoying it really.
right. So I'm 12 and a half hours in. 12 and a half hours, 13 hours in. My biggest nitpick on this game is the fact that they made the characters look so amazing and badass. And they made everything else kind of so like the NPCs that you have to talk to for these side quests are kind of muddy and
You're playing
pro.
on a pro, okay?
Mm-hmm. And it says right here, pro enhanced, right here.
Let me see. Oh, it sure does.
So the it's not even pop-in textures or anything. There's no pop-in. The game runs at a smooth 60 FPS. I have no problems with the way the game runs. But my biggest issue, and I hope they address this in the PC releases, the muddy, like shitty 480p textures. I posted one on my Twitter yesterday. Just a fucking door going into your room in the Sector 7 slums. Dude, that door looks. Does it look like that on your PS4?
Oh yeah, I'm playing on base, so you could tell when it's like you walk into something like, okay, here it is.
Oh, dude, that shit looks PS1 graphics on them doors, and I'm like, the fuck are they doing? They could have made it look a little better because the particle effects look dope.
Definitely, dude. When you're swinging that sword around and sparks are flying and fire's going off and your lightning material hits and
yeah, the sound is dope. The soundtrack is dope.
the music is so good.
Oh,
Me
so
especially I've played the original before. I talked about this. I played the original several times. That when I hear this music, the memories of playing it before and then on the other game, it comes in and I was like, I like how they get the music and they made it for a modern time, but you still hear hints of what it sounded like and they don't deviate too much. They still respect the source material, and I was like, that is awesome. I hear the music and it's slightly changed just to be modernized, but nothing too much where you're like, That was music. What the fuck is this music? Yeah, no, it
Yeah,
sounds really, really good. I love it.
the sound in general with the music and everything else, especially like the voice acting, it's still really, really good. I thought I was gonna have a problem with it, but the English voice actors for this game
You have
are,
it on
yeah,
English or Japanese?
English.
Okay.
Um, the English voice actors for the game are very, very good. No problems there. The camera can get a little iffy
It does.
sometimes.
It does.
Especially after you lock on and like you're moving around, the camera doesn't change very well with you, so that's kind of an issue there.
No,
Um,
I agree because you'll hit R3, pushing the right bumper or the right stick to lock on a character. Like, cool. So then I'm attacking. And this game, it's very different from when you played it on the original one, but there's a dodge button. So you will dodge out the way and you could come do an attack.
but that
But
dodge has no invincibility frames. It doesn't help you at
this ain't Dark Souls
all.
dodge.
Doesn't
This ain't
help
Dark
you
Souls dodge.
at all.
Yeah. So you'll dodge, get out the roll out the way, and then attack. The thing is, the camera will go around, and you're trying to look at something, and then you wanna pan the camera around. The thing is, the second you move that stick, it goes to the next enemy. So you're like, oh fuck, like that's like I don't know if I have to like unlock the camera, swing the camera angle, unlock the targeting system, swing the camera angle, and then lock it back in. I'm like, I guess that's how you have to do it. But I mean, that's my own. That's what I do. The game's not perfect,
Yeah, and like
but
along with the camera things is like sometimes whenever I'm looking at an enemy, I'm not even locked on, but I'm looking at an enemy and I back up a little bit to get more space or distance between me. They don't look back at the enemy. Like I get stuck looking this way. If my camera's if third person camera, it's behind me, right? It's looking ahead of me, right? But if I turn around to walk back a little bit to make some distancing, and I attack from there with a ranged character like Barrett or Aerith or whatever, I'm looking at the camera and I'm shooting at the camera instead of shooting the enemy that I was locked on. And I'm like, why is it
yeah.
doing that like that? And I'm like, okay, you're gonna get really frustrated during chapter 8 because you're gonna unlock a mini game. Spoiler alert, it's in the achievements.
Spoilers.
It's in the
Okay.
achievement. But it's a whack-a-box, not whack-a-mole.
I saw you playing a little bit right before we started the podcast. I went to your stream and I saw you beating up a big old D6 or something like that.
Yeah, they're all D6s and they have point values. And you can't target them. So you have to press a directional button in the way that you want to press it. And whenever you go to do your abilities, it could just, if you bump up against a little edge and you have a box, flat edge right here, but something in front of you makes you turn just a little bit this way, you're not hitting that box. And the thing is, you're timed, you know. Little things with the camera work could use a better work. I mean, they could have done better with the camera work, is all I'm saying. And they could
I
also
agree.
have done a retro mode where you can play the game in the isometric or far away camera mode. I think that would have been a good nod. They do have the classic mode where you get to take your turn in battle, but it's like easy. I wanted to play on normal,
Yeah.
but I think
Yeah. Same here.
I think that if they would have let you play, a certain way too. But I mean, if they would have done it that way instead of making it the game that it is right now, which is normal and all that stuff, if they would have done an isometric view remake, the graphics and textures that look so shitty when you're that close to them wouldn't look so bad when the camera view is out because you're not really focused on that too much. That's my biggest gripe is those muddy textures. Like come on guys, you had 20 years to work on this, and on top of that, here's my other issue: is it did take 20 years for them to remake this game, right? Now, granted, it probably took them like 5 or 6 years to actually make this game. It's 100 gigs on my PlayStation, and you're making me buy a single game in 3 different parts.
Alleged. We don't know how many episodes it is, but it's gonna be more.
At least 3, right? The least you could do is make sure that door or pipes or the planks that you walk on don't look like absolute dog shit, as well as the NPCs that I have to talk to for my side quests and stuff like that.
Do you think some of that is a limit to the limit that they've reached on the PlayStation 4?
Yes and no. Yes and no. But
Yeah,
those,
because I mean, I'm sure once you can run it on the PS5 or PC, I bet you all of those textures would be.
but you see, your game looks the same as my game does, and I have a pro and you don't, right?
Okay. All I see from your gameplay is what I see on my little monitor on my PC. So until I'm there in person, I probably won't be able to
Right.
notice too much of the differences.
But what
So
I'm saying is my frame rate might be more consistent. The frame rate might be more consistent because I have a more powerful
yeah.
system. But the graphics, I'm telling you, are exactly the same because I watched yours because you're behind me. And your graphics and my graphics at 1080p look exactly the same.
Do they?
So I'm just kind of like, I have a pro. I paid more for this badass system. And granted, I am getting the frame rate, but like,
Yeah.
eh,
But I mean, another thing too, when going back to the graphics, I do like when you're in the slums and you just look out to the horizon and you can see like life under the plates. You know, you see the kind of like the landscape out in the distance. You
yeah.
see some of the pipes coming down. You see, like I really like how that looks. I really feel like I'm in Midgar when I'm walking around the slums.
I
For
didn't
what it is, I really do like it.
I didn't say that they failed completely. All I just
No,
said
no,
was
no,
they
no,
had
no. There's minor things here. Yeah.
very muddy textures. Even Resident Evil was a great remake too. But when I look into a mirror on Resident Evil, I could at least see my reflection in it. Like it ain't that hard to program a reflection into a mirror. But you can't even do if you walk up to a mirror in your room in Sector 7, that ain't a mirror, bro. That's a
I didn't even
portal
look at
to
it.
that's a portal to another dimension. I looked at
To
everything.
nothingness.
It's a
I didn't even
portal
look it
to
up.
nothing. It reflects nothing. It's like being in a prison and somebody shit on the mirror and just fucking
Heard it.
wiped it. But
I do like when I first started the game. I just walked in, got off the train, and I just knocked over a cone. I'm like, dude, you can walk over cones. I like how you can interact with the environment to some extent.
all right, chapter 8.
Yeah,
There are steel girders on the ground. Girders like steel beams like from fucking World Trade Center steel beams that don't melt,
yeah,
right?
like
Like that. They're on the
like
ground
that.
and you walk over them and they move like with physics.
Kind of like the paper,
The
like the
paper.
PVC piping or something.
Yeah,
Well, I
it takes
mean,
me out a little bit. I'm like, oh, I'm just walking over steel girders, no big deal, and they're just like flying everywhere.
yeah, I mean,
I'm nitpicking.
they're
I'm nitpicking.
yeah, that's
Now,
nitpick.
um, outside of that, uh, I think that the combat is so good. Swapping between characters is really good, and the way that they work together is really good. I like the fact that I can get several different weapons and play how I want to play in my play style. So, for instance, I took Cloud and I made him a physical build with the nailed bat that you saw earlier. Spoiler alert. But yeah,
It's all spoilers, but yeah, I know what you're in for.
um, but I made him a pure physical build. I got tired of fucking around with elementals and like trying to decide what kind of damage I was gonna do before I got out. To hell with all that. I just want to do the most damage possible. Physical crit. Let's go.
Nice.
But the combat is very good, very fluid, and punishing. If you fuck up,
You're playing on normal difficulty?
yeah. That's the only thing I
Yes,
could play on. Oh, classic and easy, but normal.
yeah.
I couldn't play on hard, and then I'm gonna have to play the game again on hard. I'm alright with that. But yeah, I'm 13 hours in. I'm nitpicking the graphics a little bit because that's really the only thing that I can nitpick because the graphics and the camera.
Yeah.
The gameplay is fun. The story is engaging. The voice acting is awesome. The music is awesome. The systems that they have in place in the game are really, really good. It's taken me 13 hours, and I still don't even have a full fucking party. Hopefully that comes soon. But all in all,
What do you think about the materia system?
the materia system is cool.
You like it?
I like the way that they did the blue materia this deep into the game, where it kind of synergizes um, with other things. So if you want to do like elemental or something like that, and I think I just picked up one which was actually called synergy,
Oh,
where
really?
if I do something, one of my teammates does the synergized element as well. So if I hit him with fire, then my teammate will automatically cast the ice. I think that's how they work. I got to look that up
I
because
have to
I
look it up.
I
Yeah.
did purchase it, but I don't know how it works yet. Um,
Yeah, because I picked up some blue material, some elemental material, and I just went back to my Buster Sword because those two were linked. So I just put lightning, so that way when I fight mechs, I'm just doing more lightning damage to the mechs. So
right.
I like because I played with the material system before in the previous game, and I think they did a really good job with this one. And I really like it how when you go into your weapon slots, your weapons, and you want to pick up material, it has everything color coded. It has it how many points it has before it goes to the next level. It has it who has it where. That is so awesome because when you played the original game, once you take the material off of somebody, it just goes back in your bag and it's like not sorted at all. It's like motherfucker, which
Yeah.
material was I using that was about to level up? This one. Wait, which one has lightning 1 instead of lightning 2? Oh shit, this one. I think they did a really good job with the material system. I like how you handle it, how they handle it. That's a really good job. I was like, that's good because oh, hello T. Oh, Tifa has this material. Okay, cool. Like, who has the other lightning material? Okay, nice. This one's about to level up, stuff like that. Going back to the gameplay of it, when you are fighting, swinging, bouncing around characters, and then you pause to enter a command, like the whole screen just stops.
Well, yeah, slows down bullet
You know,
time.
slows down big time. Just you're seeing like people like I saw you last night when you were fighting the boss. When you're exiting out the when right before you go to the get the sun lamps. Right before that
Hmm.
one boss, the crab. I don't know what it's called. It was like a crab something.
Right.
He looked like a crab. He was shocking the railways. At one point, you were swinging like your cloud got knocked down, and he stood back up and he was swinging, and you slowed it down, and enter commands, so it stops when he's swinging. And I think you're playing as Tifa to enter a command to do something. I was just like, dude, that looks so fucking
Yeah,
badass.
that's
They
dope.
did a really good job with that. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't add a Photoshop mode or something like that. That way you could just
Photo mode.
once you're playing, yeah, a photo mode because once you're playing one of those scenes, just stop, take a photo because they have some really good poses when you're playing that game, and just when the sparks are flying and you do fucking braver, just like
Yeah, it looks so good. They
the eye
did.
candy is there. The eye candy is there.
They definitely needed a photo mode.
Hmm.
That's one thing that they neglected to put in.
I
But
wouldn't be surprised if it comes in some sort in a update down the road or for PC release. I mean,
maybe
I'm pretty sure they will. Why not at this point? I
I
mean,
haven't seen
uh,
anything broken in the game either. Like if I use, I mean, all the weapons are pretty balanced. It just depends on your play style. Um, I haven't seen any like broken combinations or like glitches or anything or anybody showing that kind
no,
of
same
stuff
here. I
off.
haven't come across any bugs or glitches or like getting caught behind getting caught in a rock or something like that, or getting squeezed in between a fence and something. Nothing like that. Uh, so I'm really good. I mean, I really like how they're just not. There's to me right now, this game feels really bug free. So that's another positive thing about it. I do want to go into the characters real quick. So far, I feel like Roche is just a little bit way over the fucking top, especially that first scene when you're meeting them and you're on the bikes and you're swinging over these other Shinra soldiers, and then Roche is just hanging out in the sideways. Like,
Did you get an achievement
uh,
for that after that?
I think I did. I'm not too sure.
Because you get an achievement because Jesse praises you at the end of it. I didn't get the
Hmm.
achievement, but I didn't take a single damage. Like the
Oh,
whole,
well, I took some damage, so I'm pretty sure I did not get that achievement.
and I'm just like, how do you get this achievement? So now I gotta look up and see how to get. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Yeah.
but
So anyway, yeah,
over the
you're
top.
going down, going down the freeway, fighting off people on your motorcycle, and then here comes Roche. I'm like, what the fuck's this guy doing here? He's former soldier, he's just hanging out on the freeway, and then when he rides his bike, he's all, I was
Doing flips and shit.
like, bro, like, man, someone saw Advent Children and just really wanted to go over the top and just like, well, you know what, Rick? It's a video game, that's fine. But yeah, I just thought like maybe once I see more of him and see what his character and his what his plot points are, But yeah, right now I was like, bro,
I tell you
you're
one.
trying way too hard.
Tell you one thing though. This game makes me want to play Final Fantasy 15 again. Like
Mm,
I didn't go through the whole game, so I kind of want to go back and do it again because it is open world and massive, and
that is huge.
so
That is huge.
I want to go back and play 15 after I'm done with this one. But Witcher, I beat the Witcher.
Yeah, go back to Witcher. 15. I have no incentive to go back to that game.
You beat it though,
I don't know
right?
if that's. Yeah, I beat it
I
already.
didn't beat it.
Yeah, even I don't even think if I didn't beat it, I don't think I have an incentive to go back to it.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it a lot more.
I think seven. I think seven is just a better game for right now, and I don't even know if that's a nostalgia talking. It just feels fun. I really like the combat.
Yeah, combat's
So
fun as shit. But that's what got me
really,
wanting
really
to
good.
play 15 again because of the combat style. A little bit different, but almost the same.
Yeah, I don't know how like I would have to go back and play 15 to see how the combat stacks up against each other, but I generally am having a good time with 7 right now. There's sometimes I'll get mixed up where I want to hit L1 just to use the shortcuts menus, which I really like a lot. I like that they did that instead of having to hit X, and then slow down everything, items,
Right.
eye potion, or X summon. No. You can't use it. Hold L1 and just hot button and it would just
Speaking of
go.
which,
I like that touch a lot.
did you figure out how to use grenades?
I just lob them out there.
How do you
There's
use
a
them?
way to use them. Oh, you go to items
Really?
and they're in your item list. Yeah, and you just boop, throw
Never
'em.
seen them on my item list ever.
Yeah, go on there. Go hit X. Go to your items. Scroll down. Because when you play the original game,
Haven't used a single one.
yeah, when you play the original game, you'll get stuff like that, and you'll hit X. Go to your items. Grenade and pew, they throw a little grenade out
Yeah,
there.
haven't used a single one.
Yeah.
I've got like 30 grenades.
And we're in spoiler territory here, guys. But the thing is, when you're playing Final Fantasy VII, the remake, there's a part where you're in the chapter 7, and there's a part where Tifa, Barrett, and Cloud they have to hit a switch at the same time
Oh my
to open the
god.
lock. You have to do it at the same time, and then you do it again if you want a bonus. But the thing is, I like how that's still in the game because in the first one, you do that near the very beginning, and it was everybody puts their little clunky hands up, and then clank. You have to time it. It wasn't like the same where you have to hit the buttons are left stick and right stick up and down at the same time. You have to time with your little characters. Poof. That was in the game. I like that. Went back to that. That's in there. Near the end of the Midgar in the original game, you get the motorbike scene. That's earlier in this game. I like how that's still in the game. The music is still in there. What is it? The summons? Yeah, the summons. That's something that you did not get in the first game until like after Midgar. So I like how that's in there early. And the summons. Oh my god, dude! When you
Oh,
summon
dope.
Ifrit,
Did you summon Chocobo yet?
I have not summoned him yet. I equipped it to Tifa. Does that mean I only get one summon per fight, or I have to switch to her or
Only
something,
one
or
summon
what?
per fight, but whenever you hit the summon, you can choose which one you want to summon.
Okay. No,
I've got
I
my
use Ifrit.
I got my third summon, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Ramu. That's what I'm guessing.
Who?
But what? Lightning one,
Nope.
but it might not. No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Oh, a
Way
Shiva,
better.
Diamond Dust.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a Shiva with Diamond Dust. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's and in every Final Fantasy game, you either get Ifrit, Shiva, or the Lightning one, which will be like Ramu or Quasicalo.
How do you get them in the
depending
other
on which game it
games?
is. They usually just give them to you
Oh.
with the beginning game.
Yeah,
You'll
they just
find
give
them
them to
along the
you?
way.
They just give them to
Yeah,
you?
they
Okay.
really do. They're like,
Okay,
here's
good.
some material to help you along the way.
Good luck with chapter 8, bro. Anyway.
Okay, you have to find it. Okay.
Nope,
Just to
not
find it.
yeah, well, no.
I'll
maybe.
get it. I'll get it.
Eh, maybe not. All right. That's all I have for this week, brother. What about you?
Yeah, that's about it. Guys, I'm gonna play some more Final Fantasy after this, and hopefully maybe next week we'll talk a little bit more in depth, a little bit where we're at. But yeah, if you guys just want to reach me on the socials, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, that'll be under, and Twitch, that'll be os_pith. You guys want to see me on IG and all my funny shenanigan pictures, it'll be os_Rick. Guys, hit me up if you guys want to talk Final Fantasy, talk about what's going on. If y'all want to talk about what games I've been playing, what games I should be playing, hit me up on the social chit chat and let me know. Because I love hearing from you guys, and wholeheartedly do miss hanging out with you guys. This is one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast over. Hey, Phoebe's. This is one of the reasons why we're doing the podcast over Discord, because we may not be sick. We don't know that. We haven't been tested, but we want to do our part to make sure we all stay safe and take care of each other. And I suggest you guys do the same thing. Take care of yourselves, because we will hang out again.
Phoebe's
So,
not
yeah.
practicing
You,
social
Ruben?
distancing.
I'm practicing social. Oh,
No,
not Phoebe.
Phoebe.
People don't care.
He was kissing me
People
in the
don't
face.
care. Get
As
the
always,
turn.
guys, you can catch me on all things social media. That's Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Steam, Instagram, YouTube, all the good things at OS_onslaught. As always, you can email the podcast at optionselectpodcast@gmail.com, and you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at optionselectpodcast. We always look forward to hearing from you, and the greatest thing that you could do for us, as always, is to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Get the word out about this podcast. If you like what you hear, just go ahead and share the word. We greatly appreciate you guys so much.
Yes.
We love you guys very much for sticking with us week in and week out, and we hope to see you again next week. We hope that you all stay safe and healthy and practice social distancing, unlike my little puppy Phoebe here. And
Animal.
we will see you next week, God willing. So,
Yeah, guys, we love you. You take care of yourselves and of each other, okay?
love you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.